Hello and welcome to the Minecraft video with Archibeen, and today I'll be showing you how to detect if a last person standing minigame is over. So the first thing you need to do before we do any command blocks is figure out where the start of your thing is. So here, if it's a simple parkour, the start is obviously at the very start of the parkour. But if you have a more complex game like BEDWARS, which I will show later on, then you have a respawn point, which means your bed is here and you respawn behind it if your bed is still existing, but if your bed is broken, you'll spawn somewhere else, for example over there, which sets your score to 0 and says that the other player or players win. So the reason you need to figure out where the start and stop are is because it all comes down to if you want the player to respawn or not. If they are allowed to respawn, just set their spawn point to here, but after they have lost the game, like if they fall to their death, use this command block over here, like detect, concrete, kill, and then create another one that sets their spawn point. But then you would set their spawn point to the place where they would go to lose, and then if there's one player left, it'll say that player wins. Now this is very important. You've got to make sure you think about this and figure out if you want your player to respawn or not. Now, assuming that they're not going to respawn, you want to go to the start of your thing, which would either be the lobby or whatever, and then type this command. Summon ArmorStand, and then put in your coordinates, and then do CustomName, and you can choose a name, then make it small, invisible, and invulnerable. You can find this command in the description. Now you can see that we've got a small, invulnerable, and invisible ArmorStand named Start. So then come over to the side and make a repeating, always active command block. If you do not know how to do that, do give at P command block, and then you can place it down and change it like so. And then you paste in this command from the description and change it to the name of your actual ArmorStand. Then this is the important part. Scoreboard players set at a R equals 3 alive 1. You can change the radius, which is the radius around the ArmorStand around there. I'm going to leave it 3, and at this point we're going to need to create a scoreboard. Do /scoreboard objectives add, type alive, or you can make it something else, then type dummy, and then type alive again. Make sure you spell alive the right way twice. Now it already exists for me, so I can't do it again, but that is the command for that. If you don't want it in the sidebar, just don't do anything at this point. So now, as you can see, if I change my score back to 0 by walking over there, and then walk over here, it changes my score to 1, which is good. So now we need to go to the end, again, assuming that they're not allowed to respawn. You're going to spawn another ArmorStand by the same way, tab, and then go up again, and then custom name end, for example, invisible 1, invulnerable 1, small 1. Good, now we've got an invisible small ArmorStand there, and then let's go over here again, and you're gonna paste this command. It's pretty much the same thing, except name equals end, and then over here, this is very important, make sure this says 0, alive 0. Good. So now when we stand here, we get our score set to 1, and when we stand over here, we should get set to 0, but for some reason it's not working. Right, that's what it is. I spelled custom wrong. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. So if I walk here, I get set alive to 1, and if I walk over here, I set alive to 0. Now, again, assuming that they're not allowed to respawn, do /spawn point at A, and then set the coordinates to right here. If you don't know the coordinates, you can just look at the block and set it again, 1 up again. And there, now your spawn is set to there. So if I set this ArmorStand's score to 1, this is your other player, by the way. This isn't supposed to be an ArmorStand, just ignore that. If I walk over here, start the parkour, and oh no, I failed. I respawn, get teleported over to here, set my score to 0, and the other player wins. Now comes the most important part, the machine to detect if only one person is alive. Okay, to build this, you're going to want to put a command block with the arrow facing in the direction that you're going to put a comparator, and then put that onto subtract mode by right-clicking it, then put a comparator into that comparator, and put a chest near it with one item in it, only one. Then you're going to put a block and a torch. Now, this torch is off, which means the game is on, and there are 2 or more players with the score of alive being 1. But if I go over here and set my score to 0, then this torch comes on and it says I win. So this is the output. If this torch is on, that means the game is over, which means I can put command blocks like this, and if I destroy this one real quick, you can see that it works the same way, and you just set that other armor stand to 1 there, and this activated again and triggered these command blocks. Now, if you want to know how to do this, it's pretty simple. /say game over, comma, @e score alive min equals 1. That means that the person with the score of 1 says game over, that person wins. And then you can just scoreboard players reset @e alive. And you can find all these commands in the description. But that is all for this video. Again, this was a suggested video by Lucius K. I really appreciate it, Lucius. Thank you for giving me some videos to do. So this video is over. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Actually, I was wrong. Right now, you're watching a few clips from when I played BEDWARS. I made this BEDWARS by myself with command blocks only, and it's pretty cool. If you want a more in-depth showcase of this, just let me know in the comments below. But other than that, yeah, just keep watching these clips, and I will see you in the next one.